Water, the one thing every civilization depends on. You drink it, you cook with it. And in Britain, apparently you can also refinance it 17 times through offshore holding companies. For years, customers believed their water bills were paying to maintain pipes, reservoirs, and infrastructure. But behind the scenes, something else was flowing through the system: debt. Billions of pounds of it. Enough leverage to make a payday lender blush. While rivers filled with sewage, financial advisors collected fees. While pipes cracked beneath British streets, executives discussed restructuring models in climate-controlled boardrooms. And somewhere deep inside the spreadsheets, collapse itself became profitable. Tonight, Ledger Lies follows the money trail behind Britain's £16 billion water disaster. And trust me, this story only gets murkier from here. When Britain privatized its water industry, the promise was simple: efficiency, investment, modern infrastructure. Instead, many companies discovered something far more profitable: debt. Lots of debt. Enough debt to make a Las Vegas casino look financially responsible. Investors borrowed heavily against infrastructure. Complex holding companies multiplied. And slowly, Britain's water system stopped behaving like a utility. It started behaving like a leveraged financial product. At one point, the finances were leaking faster than the pipes. The deeper investigators looked, the stranger the structure became. Refinancing chains, emergency loans, debt layered on top of debt. Financial engineering stacked onto aging infrastructure. The company wasn't just supplying water anymore. It had become a giant debt machine that occasionally handled plumbing. As interest payments grew, infrastructure investment struggled to keep pace. But inside the financial system, the debt itself remained valuable. At this stage, even the calculators probably needed lifeboats. Then investigators uncovered the ledger. Water-stained, buried deep inside restructuring documents. At first glance, it looked ordinary. Debt schedules, recovery forecast, emergency administration models. But then came the phrase that changed everything: value preservation under special administration. Translation: even if the company collapsed, somebody still planned to stay afloat. The documents outlined creditor protections, advisor fees, collapse scenarios. Even failure itself appeared financially modeled. The pipes may have been bursting, but financially, the system remained remarkably well hydrated. As the crisis deepened, investors circled. Hedge funds, private equity firms, restructuring consultants, corporate lawyers. The collapse itself became an economy. Behind the scenes, negotiations focused on protecting financial exposure. While the public worried about infrastructure, the financial system focused on preserving value. By now, the only thing flowing efficiently through the system was consultant invoices. Customers faced rising bills, rivers filled with sewage, infrastructure deteriorated. But inside the financial machine, the debt kept growing. Because somewhere beneath the pipes, another industry had emerged. One built not around water, but around financial extraction. The worse the crisis became, the more urgent the restructuring. and the more valuable the advisory ecosystem appeared to become. At this point, Britain's water system wasn't underwater metaphorically anymore. Financially, it was scuba diving. For decades, Britain believed water bills funded infrastructure. But somewhere along the way, the infrastructure became secondary. The debt became the product. The crisis became the business model. And the collapse? Just another line item in the spreadsheet. Because in modern finance, even failure can generate returns. At this point, Britain's water system isn't just leaking water, it's leaking irony. And somewhere tonight, another emergency meeting is probably taking place. Not to fix the pipes, not to clean the rivers, but to decide who still gets paid if everything finally goes down the drain. If you enjoyed this investigation, subscribe to Ledger Lies for more dark forensic financial documentaries exposing the hidden systems behind money, power, and corruption. And remember, always follow the ledger.